Home Podcast time.
That's right. Binford Tools is proud to present a home improvement podcast. My name is Adam. Y'all know my co-host Jordan. Hi, Jordan.
What's up, pal? How you doing?
Hey, man. Good.
Hey, buddy.
I'm doing well. As I often say, happy to be talking about home improvement with you on this fine Friday. I don't talk about it with anybody else. It's a personal rule.
Yeah, I mean...
And people always want to bring it up to me, and I just run in the opposite direction.
Only when you put it on your resume for jobs. That's all. That's all.
What are you? I don't know what you're implying, or
I think you're one of those people who like wears just like a neon sign in your set that says "Talk to me about home improvement," basically, and then you're like, "Oh, people keep talking to me about it."
Yeah, I like to talk about Tim Allen socially a lot because people really enjoy getting in the weeds about him. That's for sure.
Yeah, and they're always impressed by your expertise. They're not at all put off by it.
Yeah. Home improvement is it's become a part of our lives, Jordan, for better or worse. And throughout this final year, I'm getting more and more nostalgic every day.
Yeah, it is true. It is coming up faster than I thought it would. I was thinking, as I was watching this episode, it said it was like episode 12 or 13 of the season, which means we're like halfway through season 7 already.
I know, it's crazy. And I can't remember any episodes from season 7.
We put everything behind us so we can focus on the task at hand.
It's true. I think season 7 has been good, though. I stand by that. I can't remember any big duds, so...
Yeah, it's been better than I thought it was going to be.
You said it. And you get some weird stuff like this episode that we'll get into in a little bit. Some quirky plot lines. It turns out when you run out of ideas, you go to kind of a weird well.
It's not a bad well, though.
It's a weird well.
It tastes different.
Yeah, it tastes different. The well water is just a little bit more metallic.
Yeah, just some more sulfur in the water, that's all.
Oh, yeah. I love it when we talk about well water. You had city water growing up, I'm guessing, but I did have well.
Never had well water in my life.
I've had it at water at my house, you did, pal.
I'm just saying, I've never had it in my own home. Is
yeah,
that a humble brag? It's a weird brag.
I know you're always talking about how big your house is, and I always tell you to try to be a little bit more humble about it. But yeah.
So Adam's gonna draw a floor plan of my house and then post it on Twitter, so everyone can kind of get an idea.
I'm really a talented artist as well. Yeah, I'm one of those people that can write and draw. That's not true. Terrible. Kirsten can.
I don't even know that you can write after reading your last.
Mum's the word. Yeah, you didn't give me any. This is to be taken offline, but you just said the grammar. You said I looked at the grammar and I was like, yeah, but what'd you think of the story? You're like, let me get back to you.
I
haven't gotten back to me.
I gave you one note.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that this is an appropriate time, but I did write I wrote a new screenplay and a script for a pilot, and you read it, and your feelings on it are still unclear. But
I haven't prioritized my feelings yet, but soon. Okay. I was thinking more about it when I was in the shower today, so you should know that I am dedicating some time to it.
Okay, good. And I'll look forward to hearing your thoughts beyond the grammar. How was the grammar?
Not as bad as some of your early work, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm getting better. I'm putting a little more time into the nuts and bolts. Okay, not interesting. All right. What will be more interesting? Okay, what should we talk about? Home improvement.
Well, last week you mentioned a really great thing to talk about, which is a home and podcast live show.
Yes, I did.
That will never happen.
Okay,
but if it were to happen...
But I already put the deposit down on Smoothie King Arena in New Orleans.
New Orleans?
And it was
that
lofty.
Would be a good place to meet up.
Yeah, NOLA, baby.
What would be the epicenter where we would host this? That's the first thing.
Detroit.
Yeah, I guess it has to be in Michigan,
Kobo!
Right? I feel like... I guess I don't have anything to back this up, though.
Yeah,
I feel like
ahead.
our Twitter fans are not necessarily... from Michigan.
I don't know that we have... I don't know where they're from. Yeah.
So I guess a virtual live show is the only way to go.
So kind of like a podcast then.
But live.
Live
and
stream.
Also we'll take, we can have interaction. How about that?
Yeah, that'd be great. Live show, it would be in Detroit or Royal Oak. Thereabouts, Ferndale.
Traverse City.
TC. It would be, I think Kobo, that's a pretty big venue. Is it still standing, or did they knock it down? I think Kobo.
I think it's still there, bud.
Okay. Or LCA, Little Caesars Arena, where the Pistons play. I haven't been there ever, but it's got to be pretty nice.
Maybe we can be like the halftime entertainment. Yeah. They got to be hurting for some.
Hey, here's a question. What's the weirdest halftime entertainment you've ever seen at a basketball game?
Well, I don't know if this is the weirdest, but it's the first one that comes to mind. When we went to the Orlando Magic playoff game last year, there was this guy who could just stack chair upon chair upon chair, and then he climbed to the top of it and
Seems
balanced.
Pretty weird.
And he was 70. He was like Sir Harry Houdini or Sir Larry Houdini.
You said it. Yeah. Okay. Good. Either way, that is weird. I'm trying to think of things that come to mind. Spare tires at the Pistons games were like.
I think that's been normalized now.
Old heavy set people that danced. That was pretty good. We went to a Bucks game. We went to Bucks home opener a few months ago, and I don't think it was maybe it was halftime. And this guy, it was pretty cool. He was just like throwing paint at a canvas and kind of dancing, but in the end, it looked just like Giannis. It was crazy.
Whoa! So it was more like you thought it was gonna be like a Wilson coffee house.
Yeah, I
thing.
thought it was gonna be like a. Yeah, I mean, I don't know any artists. I can't draw, and I don't appreciate art. I'm sort of a heathen. But I thought it was just gonna be a mess, and in the end, it looked just like Giannis. It was crazy. It was pretty cool. I'm trying to think of other things. Well, I think I've talked about on the show before when I went to a Cincinnati Reds game like 5 years ago. People got married on the field, like 4 people in like a mass wedding ceremony. Ever talk about that?
Yeah, you did mention that.
Really stuck with me because I thought, oh, that's how I want to do it someday. Well, it's in keeping with the episode today.
It is. That is true.
Other weird.
I can't really think of any more. I mean, there was a lot of Michigan State football games that had Zeke the Wonder Dog, who was not weird but awesome.
Yeah. It's usually marching bands, or I gotta watch. You know what I never want it to be? Like 9-year-olds playing basketball at halftime of a basketball game. I hate it when they do that. That sucks.
There is a lot of prizes, like who can make the 3-pointer the first or something like that. Yeah, stuff like that. So that's not weird, but it is popular.
Yeah, just don't make me watch the little turds play, because I came there to watch the professionals, not some crappy kids.
You're like, I could swat all of these shots away.
Let me down there. Yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, that's about all I got on that. So, a Home Improvement live show. Cobo Hall, you warm up the crowd with some of your stand-up to start things off. Do some of your bits.
Some of my old bowling bits.
Where you mispronounce words. Yeah, a lot of hot dog humor.
Yeah, me mispronouncing words is definitely a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit.
It's not something I just do all the time.
You'd bring a bowling ball out and start kind of miming things. That would be pretty good.
I can't wait for next Thursday. I'm going into the elementary school to give a short literacy author talk or whatever. Man, I can't wait to see how many words I fumble there.
Good thing those kids won't be able to tell. And if a kid calls you out on not being able to talk, it means you're really doing a bad job.
I'm gonna bounce.
Man, that's good.
All right, sorry, I interrupted your train of thought.
No, you just wanted to brag about going into a school and talking to kids.
Oh man, is it gonna be glorious?
Oh man, what are you just gonna talk about the writer's process or what?
Yeah, just here's what I wrote.
You're gonna try to sell. Are you trying to sell copies of books to kids?
I'm gonna do that thing where you bring a copy of each of your books or 2 copies of each of your books to pass around so the kids can as you're talking, they'll be entertained slightly by just passing a book around.
You should do a drawing and somebody should get that book. Right?
Well, the problem with both of those books is they're not really for those audiences. They need to be slightly older.
Okay. Yeah, so, something to grow into.
Yeah, maybe I will do for the kids' book. The other one definitely is not for them. It's for adults. But the kids' book, in a couple of years to grow into it.
Yeah,
their parents could read them.
And if you meet anybody that has any Hollywood connections, you can pass out my script too. Just leave it by a locker.
I'm gonna print out the Home Podcast reboot or Home Improvement reboot script. Yeah. Definitely Ronnie Steele. That's my favorite that you've written.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Why? Because it sucks the most? 'Cause it's the longest and the worst?
What do you think is the worst?
That
Do you really think Ronnie Steele is the worst?
I would have to go back and read it. The worst script I've ever written. Like, long one or short one?
I remember Ronnie Steele being... This is way off topic. I remember it being okay the first pass, and then you went back and redid some stuff after some notes when I actually did give you notes about things that I thought would be helpful, and I thought it was much better, and so much so that I'm going to turn it into a book someday.
I don't think you're ever going to do that, but...
That's going to be our next venture when this podcast is over.
I thought we had another venture that we haven't quite started yet.
Well, that's part of that.
Okay, yeah, one of us has started it. Me.
I only put all of the formatting together, huh?
Yeah, that's the easy part.
Is it? Could you have done that?
Could I format a book? And I mean, it can be anything you put your mind to. So Home Improvement live show, yeah. Yeah, and then we just get into the episode. I think we ask the audience for alternate titles. Or like, we say like 5 people with alternate titles come down and say yours, and then we kind of
judge them.
Ruminate on those. I think for if you got a guest star, instead of doing the IMDb, you would cut together sort of like a video of their other roles, play that on a big screen. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, just like a reel, basically.
Yeah, basically a reel. Bring on a guest star. Obviously, you're bringing out Tim Allen at the end.
Well, and if you can't get him, I think we could get Brett White to come with us, right?
It's either, for me, they're kind of one in the, it's like 6 of one, half a dozen
We could
of the
at
other.
least get Brett White to come with us. I think we reach out to him and see if we can make this happen.
We just comp his room.
He's got more connections than we do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, who doesn't, frankly? I'll tell you who doesn't. Grunt work. Freaking
I guess
grunt work.
there has to be a section where we just, like, since this is going to be the probably one and only live show we do, we just have, like, audience questions in general.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we just open up the floor to audience.
That's at the end.
Yeah, that's at the end. What else do we do? Oh, yeah, let's do, like, a home improvement, like, lookalike contest in the middle of the show.
This is actually sounding fun to me.
It is starting to sound fun.
I wish we could make
you
this
would
happen.
need people to come. That would be the caveat.
Yeah, that's our one downfall.
Yeah, you'd need people to come.
We'd have to, like, pay people to come and pay for the venue hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're running out of cash.
I mean, you sell your house. You'd get like $600,000-$700,000 for that.
Oh, man.
What are we talking about today, Jordan? That was a good time for no one.
That was a good time. It was definitely meandering.
I'm going to think about the worst script I've ever written and get back to you at the end of the episode.
All right. Episode 164 is An Older Woman. This one written by Charlie Hawk. I should just not leave you anywhere.
Sounds like a BoJack Horseman character.
All right. Last did the niece, Willow. Oh, sweet Willow. Too bad Willow wasn't the older woman. That would have been.
Is Willow gone for good?
I think she's around.
Okay.
I mean, did she disappear? Last we knew, they were just hanging out together.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
All right. This one aired January 20th, 1998. Not really any sort of title reference, just besides what's going on in the episode.
Yeah.
I really struggled with alternative titles this week. Maybe we should solicit them this week, right now.
I got 4.
There's somebody walking outside. Can I go ask them for an alternative title?
Yeah, by all means. I'm sure they've seen this episode.
All right, I have 3, so you can go first.
Okay. I think I've done this before, so I'll start with this one. I do not think we're ready to get married.
Definitely have done that before, but I still like it.
Okay, cool.
My first one is just simply The Rebound.
Yep. Is that the Martin Lawrence movie?
Ideally, yes.
It's his party, and he'll skip it if he wants to. I don't know. I didn't say they're good.
I'm not saying anything bad.
Yeah, it sucks. Okay, get off my back. Dad, I hate you.
How about A Close Shave?
Yeah.
I think that's my best one, so that's making me upset.
Okay, so there is the talk of shaving. Is there a play on words I'm not getting?
No, it's just like what happens in the episode. Brad almost the parents are very worried about what's going to happen, and it almost happens, but doesn't. So it was a close shave.
And when you almost get married, it's called the shave? That's what I'm not connecting the dots. Like, is there...
They didn't want this to happen.
Okay. Much like they didn't want him to shave. I'm just trying to connect the dots, and I'm not quite getting there.
I think this one's over your head, Adam.
I don't think it's quite up to the level of my head.
Have you ever heard the term a close shave? Do you know what that means?
A close shave?
Yeah.
If
or
it's
the phrase, I suppose.
I am beginning to wonder if I haven't. What does that mean to you?
So, like, it means a narrow escape or something like that.
A close shave. Meaning...
All right, go ahead and look it up.
You're talking about the Wallet and Gromit episode? A narrow escape from danger or disaster. I guess I have to admit that I have never heard that. I think it's probably because I'm not
helped.
200 years old.
Well, if Wallace and Gromit used it can't be that.
It's got to be pretty new. Where'd you pick that up on I Love Lucy? All right, here we go. Elope? Nope.
All right, my last one is Mrs. Brad Taylor.
Okay, mine is Mrs. Hayes. Are you trying to seduce me? Play on The Graduate, my favorite movie.
Yeah. You've only made Graduate references like 4 times.
What is it, like 100 times? Every episode there's an Easter egg. Well, I really brought the heat. I don't know about you.
Can we spend more time on a close shave? Can we make that a poll at least?
Are you familiar with the saying, a close shave? Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't have any control over Twitter. In fact, I just see random weird messages popping up on my inbox from things that you're talking about with other people in DMs.
Don't even worry about it, okay? Don't even worry about it. I'm joining a fantasy baseball league. No big deal.
It seemed like...
I'm joining a cool fantasy baseball league. You would not like it, but it's going to be fun.
I mean, are these like other podcasters? Like, how are they...
Yeah.
Okay.
Grunt work.
What's their... Oh, man.
Okay.
That's the special guest when we have our live episode. We bring on our rivals.
I don't want to talk about those guys too much, but they're in LA. Why are they getting people on the show? I feel like that'd be an advantage.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it depends on where they're recording, you know? Because if it's just like a random house,
yeah,
it's probably a little weird.
That is weird. Okay. Remember when PR thought she was going to have to come into a studio? Like, yeah, no, our studio is it's actually...
Then she found out that she had to provide her own recording capabilities.
Ooh, that was trouble. All right, the episode. Trouble. Go ahead, Jordan.
Brad and Mark are making some bets. They're gambling. This is against the law, Adam. I don't know if you know that.
Well, depends on the state you're in now, right?
Well, this is not then. They're throwing down some money. Will Brad go to a party or not? So they're kind of picking up the thread here where Angela dumped him. Mm-hmm. I don't remember when that happened exactly, but apparently he's still moping.
This season sometime, I guess. Which you could have told me it was 2 seasons ago, and I've been like, yep, makes sense.
Last I recall, Brad was making Angela do his chores. That's what I remember.
Doesn't this season open with them going to Traverse City and Brad's like sad because he's single?
Yeah.
So it would have been last season. That's kind of a long time ago to bring something back, right?
I guess so.
Like years.
But they haven't done a kid-centric episode in a while, so...
I'm going to propose something to you right now, and I want you to think about it.
Okay.
Are the Brad-centric episodes, like, the best... how do I want to phrase this? Okay, so you have, like, your Tim-centric episodes and your Jill-centric episodes. So outside of those two, are the episodes that focus solely on Brad more interesting than all of the other characters? Because that's what I'm starting to think.
Sorry. I don't even feel like I need to think about that. I would say yes.
Yeah,
because there's more of them, so you just kind of get more opportunities. Yeah. The Mark ones are kind of weird.
Yes.
Obviously, we've gone through those.
The Randy ones are often devastating.
Devastating, or like they're trying to make like intellectual points.
Yeah, the journalism one, the death one. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not. or even I think there was like the religion one that was focused on him too. So they're trying to make those type of points.
We don't like it when they're talking down to us because we're so smart.
We are so smart, and the Brad ones are just fun, just flat out fun.
Yeah, and like the Al ones are a real mixed bag, right? Or are they just kind of bad usually? I feel like they're just kind of bad usually.
I think they're good initially, and then they're so similar.
I'll tell you what ones are bad. The Wilson ones.
They are rough.
Yeah.
There is no denying that.
Okay, so
you got Wilson, or you got Willow. You got the coffee house jam.
Art house thing, yeah.
Judith.
Yeah. What else? There's more, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, he becomes Santa. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
Does that count? You know what ones I miss though? The McGurn centric ones.
Yeah, I didn't. The McGurn ones were good. I liked it. Nuanced, you'd say, right?
Critically acclaimed, I would say.
Hey, McGurns, eat garbage. I want that on my tombstone. All right, yeah,
it's amazing.
I'm glad I brought that up. There's some interesting trivia here.
Is there?
Yeah. So
I'd love to hear it.
We're not quite there yet, but I'll just say it. Like Brad, he meets a college woman. They get engaged, whatever.
Wow, spoiler alert.
I know,
hot
crazy.
Take.
He's supposed to be 17 and she's supposed to be 20. In real life, she was 17 and he was 17 years and 5 months, and he's 16 years and 3 months. He's barely over 16, and he looks 25 in this episode. It's crazy. He looks older than I do, and I'm 29. It's wild.
I mean, I don't think he looks 25, but he definitely looks like he's like 21, 22.
I think like 23. Let's meet in the middle. I mean, the point is he looks way older than 16. He's like a man.
He is a man.
All right, that's all I got. Go ahead.
All right, Jill does not like this gambling that is, basically aimed at putting down Brad, but Tim joins the pool. He comes in, he's like, is it too late?
Yeah.
It is not. Brad comes down, he decides he's not going. Money is exchanged until Jill gives a pep talk that inspires Brad. I don't remember what they say necessarily, but it turns him around. He's going to the party, and then the money has to go back the other way. He talks about, I'll be home early, and they're like, no, you stay out late.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
That's kind of the joke. He's trying to be responsible, and they're just like, yeah, stay out as late as you want, have fun, all that stuff. Randy is dressed like the Mango, Chris Kattan's character from SNL in the scene. That's it.
Can you do a split screen of that?
Yes, I can, and I'll do it on Twitter because I'll talk about this later. But I've been having trouble coming up with things to say on Twitter. I think I'm finally maybe starting to run out a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to the bottom of the well.
It's getting harder, and you'll see that with my poll this week. So yeah, I will do that, Jared. That's a good idea. But yeah, he looks like the Mango. All right, next scene, kitchen. Get a reoccurring gag in this one where people just don't know what to put in the dishwasher.
Oh, what a gag it is.
And things are getting ruined. Brad slept in, presumably because he had a late night out, and he feels great. He met someone, and her name is Samantha. And they're happy, they're pleased for him, and they say, when are you going to see her again? Doorbell rings, she's there.
Whoa. You know what made Brad so into her?
What's that?
He listened things.
Yeah.
She's cute.
Yes.
She loves sports. Mm-hmm. And she has a 68 Camaro.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with any of that stuff, right? That's what you look. That's why you proposed to your wife. She had all those things.
Definitely the 68 Camaro. If a 68 Camaro is a 2007 Yaris, then yes.
Yaris. And it is, isn't it? Doorbell ring, she's there. They are going to a Red Wings game. We talked about Kobo earlier. That's where they're heading. She wants to be a sportscaster, and this is where we get the bomb dropped. She's a junior. Not in high school. I know I already spoiled it. In college. What? Which begs the question, what kind of a party were they at?
Yeah, I don't know. I bet you Jason, if I had to guess, this is like a Jason party. He's got connections in both worlds.
Jason's dating a 40-year-old woman, a 40-year-old divorcee. Tim and Jill are surprised by this and put off, but, Brad and Samantha leave, and there's a lot of like, "Are you okay with this?" and kind of hemming and hawing back and forth. There's talk about Jill there being a double standard. Jill would, I think, Randy, Mark, or Tim, one of the three, say Randy's like, "Hey, if it were a younger woman dating an older man, you'd be okay with it." And then Tim calls her sexist, and I thought that was kind of funny. It's like, yeah.
He says, you're
a little bit sexist. Before we go any further, let me do a bio on Samantha. Samantha is played by Maggie Lawson, and she's very much still active. 56 credits to her name. She's been in a lot of failed TV shows the last 10 years. Shows that I would never watch, but people probably like. She was on Psych, the USA show, for 8 years as a series regular, played Juliet O'Hara. Recently, she was in the Santa Clarita Diet, the Lethal Weapon TV show, The Ranch, Netflix show, The Great Indoors, 2.5 Men, Back in the Game. A lot of shows that got canceled. So, but she, those checks still cash. So, good for her.
That's good. Yeah, I remember growing up. There was a point where my brothers were like always watching the reruns of 2.5 Men.
My parents were too. I hate that show. My parents thought it was so funny, and it's just like crude and just kind of awful. And even as like a teenager, I was like, this is kind of just awful to everyone, especially women.
Yeah, if we think Home Improvement's bad.
Seriously, yeah. I'm glad we're not doing a 2.5 Men podcast. So, yeah, and there's a picture of her with Jason Biggs. So I'm wondering, is she in something with Jason Biggs right now?
It's a mystery.
I don't know. We're never gonna know, I guess. But she's in this episode and she's still working, so that's great.
Good for Samantha.
Next scene. Go ahead, Jordan.
In the car, it's the 2-week anniversary of Brad and Samantha.
Could you believe this flash forward? Whoa.
Wow. It was just like in Avengers Endgame when they were like 5 years later.
Spoiler. For a movie I'm super excited to see.
They are really just hitting it off, basically. They finish each other's sandwiches, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
They're going to make out in the car in a moment.
Yeah.
But first they want to talk about, when was the first moment you knew you'd like me?
Mm-hmm.
This is like... Samantha talks about how Brad is like so much more mature and responsible. Yeah. This is very much like a middle school conversation, I feel like.
Man, that's a conversation that I feel like every couple has, though.
I guess.
I don't know. I think so. Yeah. I know it's dumb, but I feel like it does happen.
And I think Brad says, when you met my parents and didn't run away screaming.
Yeah.
Some kissing ensues, and the windows start to fog.
I didn't notice that, did they?
I think it was like one of those animation things.
Nice.
Yeah. Classy animation.
Score. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Home. Brad this is a little confusing. I'm not sure. I'm assuming Brad
I had to rewatch this part because I didn't understand what was going on.
Okay, I'll say what I think it is. Did she call to remind Brad that they have dinner at 9 p.m. and Tim takes the message?
Either remind or just lets him know because he's not home.
It was confusing, though.
Mind you, this is before cell phones.
Oh, is that right? I forgot. Okay, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Love it when people say that. Mind you, this is before cell phones. Or, mind you,
right.
This is before Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Devil's Night, my new favorite holiday. Okay. Jill's trouble. They're going too fast. We get a reminder here we get a couple reminders in this episode that Brad is still working at the sporting goods store.
Yeah, that's
I'd love to see that boss again. Bring that guy back. I love that guy.
Also, that goth chick.
Yeah, she was funny. Why doesn't Brad date her?
That would be fun.
I'd like that.
And then Mark would be jealous the whole time.
Oh
right?
Man, Mark would like be sabotaging things, pranks, prank war.
We just made an episode.
I'm writing another script. That'll be my worst script I've ever written. Brad comes home. Things are going well with Samantha. She wants to go to Tool Time because we mentioned earlier, maybe we didn't. She wants to be a sportscaster, and she is interested in seeing a live show. They get into a fight here. It's what you would expect, but Brad brings up a valid point where Tim is 3 years older than Jill. So what are you gonna do? You know?
Gosh, I don't even know if that checks out. When they talk about college, I don't feel like that's true. But
I thought that too.
I'm not gonna fact check it.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It's the first time I've heard that.
We're gonna put that in the goof sections.
Yeah, we are.
I do like at the start of this, or in the middle of the scene, I guess. Tim is like, Jill is upset, but Tim is like, "Hey, look at the rest of his life. It's going pretty well. You know, his grades haven't suffered.
Yeah.
Everything's going well." So, you think there would be more of a dichotomy between them in the rest of the episode, but there's not. It's really just with the scene. So.
Yeah. Well, things wrap up nicely.
Very quickly. All right. Anything else to say about this scene?
No. That's it. I'm done with this scene.
All right. On Tool Time, it is the salute to shaving. A close shave, you might say.
What? I don't know what that means.
I don't know why I wrote this in my notes, but I'm going to ask it anyway. It's such a stupid question.
You're going to ask me when I started shaving?
Okay. How often do you shave?
Not.
Don't even answer it. Don't even answer it. It's so stupid.
Okay, yeah, fine. I won't.
If people really want to know, they can write in. How about that? All right. They go over
if you write in and ask me how much I shave, I'm going to block you.
Well, I was really hurting for material, apparently, when I was watching this episode.
Yeah, you're not obligated to ask me questions. It'll come naturally if it needs to.
All right, they go over advancements in shaving. Tim is going to test out a straight edge on a balloon after Al says, "Not in my face." Mm-hmm. It's an Al balloon. Ha ha ha.
It looks pretty good, though.
It does, and Al talks about how it's a good-looking balloon.
Yeah,
so
sexy balloon.
How do you like that? Sexy balloon. All right, they take audience questions, which
first time I've seen this.
It really since the mailbag, or like remember when was it Art LaFleur was on there a long time ago, like season 1. They did this.
Yeah, they bring those guys down, and then they have a little palaver. This is what you do on Tool Time when you have to fill time. You're like, that shaving thing didn't last as long as I hoped for. All right, questions.
And you need to shoehorn someone in who's in the audience.
Right, yeah, for sure.
So first they get a couple of people who are like, "How do I stop bleeding?" And then they get Brad, who's in the front row with Samantha, and Heidi introduced Brad as Tim's son, gets some applause, and he asks a question about having like a light beard or whatever. And then he introduces Samantha at Tim's request, and he says, "She's actually my fiance." The crowd is excited. The crowd's excited, but Tim murders a balloon, and just a shock.
Popping the balloon thing is funny, I thought. I mean, of course it's going to happen.
And then shaving cream went everywhere, so...
Yeah,
that was a good... I felt like that was a good gag.
Liked it. Agreed. Yeah. All right. After the show...
I'm done with that scene.
Okay, do you have anything else to say in that scene? Your silence made me wonder, is he done? Does he have more to say? All right. After the show, Tim confronts Brad and... I keep wanting to call her Angela. Samantha. Tim is... he's upset by it. Brad is upset. They have kind of an awkward fight. In the background, you can see like Heidi and Al sort of there watching, and it's not great timing. But, eventually Brad just kind of storms off. His dad doesn't get it,
Yeah. Parents, they just don't understand.
That's right. I'll go again here.
Isn't that a song?
Yeah, Will Smith.
Okay.
Or maybe it's Jaden Smith. I can't remember. Home. Mark is just like his dad, and he can't handle the dishwasher. Hardy har. Tim tells Jill, and Mark is there, and he's like, Brad's going to be so busted. And they're like, Mark, go to your room. And I'm thinking, good choice. Get him out of there. Jill speculates that she's pregnant. There's some,
or that they're marrying for the money, and then they quickly dismiss that.
Tim says the money, and Jill says we're not rich, and Tim says we're tool rich. Thought that was funny. They're like talking about how they're gonna play it cool, and then Brad comes in and like they play it cool for like 2 seconds, and then Jill says, "Are you insane?"
Jill panics. This is good. This is
funny.
A good scene.
It's funny. Yeah. They fight. They bicker. Brad talks about maybe eloping. Tim is trying to keep a level head here. Like, he's more just jokey and sarcastic about it. Jill is frantic. scene.
Yeah, Tim's very, like, insulting, I feel like, most of the time.
Yeah, he's kind of, like, demeaning him. It's like a lot of jokes. One joke you get later, which isn't that funny, but comes to mind is, like, are you registering at Toys R Us or something? Like, a lot of jokes like that, which probably not helping the situation. The scene ends with Jill being like, are you just getting married for sex? And Brad says, Mom, why are you so obsessed with sex? Because she has talked about it earlier in the episode, I think, too. It's funny.
It's a good scene.
Also,
really
Jill's thinking kind of old-fashioned if she thinks, like, based on what we know about Brad, do you think he would need, marriage to have sex? Is that something that sounds like Brad would be worried about?
I feel like 2 or 3 seasons ago we encountered this issue.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, good scene. Outside, Tim is staring at the stars. Jill comes out, and so does Wilson, and that means we get a bad clip.
Bad clip? All right, go ahead.
What are you doing?
I just stare at the stars, trying to figure out what it's all about.
Yeah, what'd you find out?
Teenagers are nuts. And Orion's belt actually has some tools in it.
Well, hi-ho, good neighbors.
Hi, Wilson.
Pondering a distant galaxy.
Actually, we were wishing that we were up there. Having a little problem with Brad.
He's not eating his veggies.
No, getting married.
Married? At Brad's age?
He'll have to sit at the children's table at his own wedding.
We know he's obviously too young for this, but we can't get through to him. And the more we argue with him, the farther away it drives him.
Well, maybe you shouldn't argue so much.
Oh, great, just let him ruin his life?
No. The 19th century English novelist Elizabeth Gaskell said that the wise parent nurtures the desire for independence in order to become a friend and advisor when his absolute power ceases.
If an English novelist said that, how come it's not in English?
What he means is if we expect Brad to listen to us, we've got to be on his side.
But we're not on his side, honey.
Yeah, but it's reverse psychology. We have to pretend we are.
Well, that isn't the most honest interpretation of Miss Gaskell's words.
I don't think she'll complain. She's been dead 100 years.
Show a little respect. That's Eddie Haskell's mom, right?
It's a short scene here. Wilson is shocked by the news, just like everyone else. I feel like, I don't know, Wilson hears about everything. Why doesn't he hear about this? I don't know.
Maybe it just happened, I guess.
I guess so. The parents are concerned they can't get through to him, and Wilson says, maybe don't argue so much and be combative, but instead become a friend and advisor, and he'll figure it out on his own. So I guess it's not bad advice. It just wasn't very memorable to me.
I don't know why you hated this scene so much.
It was just on the back of such a great scme.
That's true.
It's hard to live up to it.
That's true. Inside, they immediately come in from the fence, and Brad comes home.
To start the scene, though, Mark and Randy are gaming hard.
Oh, man, aren't they? Yeah, they're sitting on the couch. Mark and Randy are pretty close in this episode. They're just always kind of bullshitting with each other. Who knew? Playing video games. One of them says that, where are you going to have the bachelor party? Chuck E. Cheese. Audience goes nuts. They loved it.
It's better than the Toys R Us joke.
Yeah, okay, sure. Low bar.
Low bar.
Tim and Jill come in, and I noticed that Brad's since he started dating Samantha, he's wearing really nice sports coats.
They do make a point of that earlier on.
Yeah.
They say, like, Samantha told me to get this. And
a little more adult.
Dress for the life you want or something. I don't know.
Yeah, cool. I don't have more notes for this scene, so I'm wondering if you could tell me what happens at the end. Because I guess I have that jacket note, and then I wrote dime. I don't know what that means. Dime? Lime?
All right, well, let me help you.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yep.
All right, so Jill and Tim come in.
Dinner. That's what it is.
Yeah, I was going to say dinner time comes up. But they're going to have dinner together. They say, we overreacted. Let's make it up to you. Let's all have dinner together. Mm-hmm. Brad is rightly suspicious.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the scene. Then we go to Dime.
That's the name of the restaurant.
Dinner time.
Royal Oak's hottest restaurant is Dime.
Is this a Stefan skit?
I was trying not to do that. I didn't really want to do it, but it sort of, a little bit. Jordan, go ahead and take dinner. You're doing a good job.
All right. At Dime, Samantha lies about Jill's cooking. until Tim tells her to come clean. Like, she says something like, if you're going to be part of the family, you got to be honest. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, but then she tells the truth, and it's like, okay, still lie. I mean, it's still pretty early. I don't know.
Brad and Samantha are happy about the change of tactics here, or attitude, I guess. Tim and Jill start pulling out stunts right away. They start asking about, so what are you going to do about college? Oh, now we don't have to pay for your college because you're going to be married.
Right.
Going to be out on your own. When are you going to have children? How many children are you going to have? All these things that Brad and to some extent Samantha hasn't thought too much about.
Yeah. Or
they definitely haven't talked about. So Brad initially sees through this as a ruse, but Samantha, I think she's more, right away is taken aback by this whole scene of events here. So they leave, and Jill and Tim, they see different outcomes from the dinner. I think Jill thinks this is going to work.
You're skipping over the really big thing here is they talk about kids. Okay. The kid thing is like...
Oh, I mentioned that.
You did?
Yeah, you just didn't want to listen to me.
Well, say it again.
I talked about it. Why don't you talk about what you want to talk about?
No, that was it. I didn't hear you say that. My bad.
Yeah, it's okay. You can take the next scene.
I was loading Twitter.
Yeah. How dare you?
Sorry, my fault. All right, so they're in the car, and they're kind of reflecting on the dinner, and they're quiet. Brad finds out Samantha hasn't told her parents yet, which is a bad sign.
Yeah.
Be kind of mad about that.
And why? What was her reasoning? Did you write that down?
Her reasoning was that, she wanted them to continue to pay for her car insurance or car payment.
Yeah, she was waiting for them to make the next car payment.
Yeah, so I don't know. The right reasons, I'm not sure. They talk about kids, and she says, I wanted to wait maybe 5 to 10 years, and Brad says, yeah, maybe 15 to 20. And then there's a pause, and they eventually decide that they want to slow things down. She says it to him.
Right.
It's time to slow things down.
But they're both okay with it.
And they're both relieved. And then is there steam on the car this time or no?
No, but that was a close shave.
Really good. All right, last scene. Jordan.
At home.
Okay, you take it. Yeah, good.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'd love you to take it.
You can do the outtake if you like.
Didn't watch it. Don't know.
At home. Well, no, I'll do the outtake then.
Dishwasher thread. One more time. Brad comes home, and they're not getting married, and but he feels okay about things, and he goes upstairs, and Tim and Jill, they privately celebrate. And man, are they celebrating? They're getting out the bubbly, Jordan.
Oh my goodness. I thought Brad was going to come back down.
Well, geez, they really start talking about it the second.
He's not even up the stairs.
Yeah, he definitely heard them. Whatever. He doesn't care. They say, we're parents. We can handle anything. And then the stinger, Mark comes down, and just when we thought, I don't even know if we call this goth, just when we thought his goth phase was over, he's got pink hair. And the reaction for Tim and Jill is pretty funny. Mark leaves, and roll credits fade to black.
Yeah, they try not to panic, and they basically down the whole bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe he's turning punk now. I'm not sure.
Well, let's keep an eye on that, huh? Right?
Yeah, this is a thread that's going to go far.
Yep.
The outtake is basically they go back to the tool time scene where they're about to shave.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of that balloon being under a towel, it's the guy who says, "I don't go for that sort of thing."
Are you kidding me?
No.
What?
And Tim was surprised.
I am surprised. Does that mean he doesn't go in for another man shaving him?
I guess.
I wish that this threat, I like that they keep bringing this guy back, but I wish that it wasn't always a gay joke every time,
Yeah.
It limits the enjoyment. It's funny that they keep bringing this guy back in weird circumstances at the end of episodes, but I wish it wasn't always, homophobic
it's
kind of undertones.
It's a glass half empty.
Yeah. So,
right.
That's it.
All right,
Jordan.
You want to take a stroll down to Castle's Corner?
Yeah, I have my turn signal on, and I'm pulling my car down to Castle's Corner, and I'm parking. Here we are.
Beep beep.
Jordan, what'd you think of this one?
This was fun. I like this one. A lot more for the boys to do, which I think we've come to find out that those are more of the entertaining episodes for us, at least lately, as they've kind of played out so many plots for the adults. And you get the kids going through teenage years. That's always just fun. particularly, there's some good jokes delivered. I mean, some of the ones where they're like making fun of Brad, I just don't think really work that well, like the Toys R Us. But I like the Chuck E. Cheese one. I thought that was pretty.
Well, that's
funny.
because you like Chuck E. Cheese, just as a.
I haven't been. I don't even know how many times I've been to Chuck E. Cheese. Maybe once ever.
In the last year, how many times have you been? Like 10?
I don't know that I ever went there. It wasn't like a birthday party thing.
Oh
for me.
man, I definitely did.
Yeah. I'm more of a DZ Discovery Zone type of guy.
Well, I was DZ. I remember trying to go to DZ after I'd been a couple times, and we went there. Like, my mom was going to take me there just casually, and they shut down because of food poisoning with the pizza, and then I never went back.
Well, I think they kind of closed because of that. It was sanitary reasons.
Yeah,
so.
Too bad.
But I had fun while doing it.
You know what? All they had to do was keep the pizza clean. Come on, DZ.
They had dinosaur chicken nuggets.
Real 90s kids know about DZ.
Alright. I like Samantha. She's a good addition to the show. What I don't... there's that one scene that's just really funny between Tim and Jill and I think it's Brad. Is that it? Just those three? I don't know. It's just hoot and holler at a time. I did not like the dishwasher stuff. Did not think that was particularly good. But other than that, A-okay with me.
I liked it
What do you
too.
think?
Yeah. I mean, one of the biggest twists I've seen in a movie since I don't want to say The Sixth Sense, but it's a Sixth Sense like twist when Mark shows up with pink hair. I mean, whoa, that was pretty wild ending. You didn't talk about that. Did you love it or did you love it?
I loved it.
Yeah, I like this episode. It's funny. Good jokes. It is a very stupid... I mean, it's a dumb idea for an episode, but it really works. I don't know.
It works.
Tim is funny. Jill's funny. There's good lines. Like we said, Brad-centric episodes are... I don't know. They just scratch us where we itch. I think Samantha, the guest star, is good. I like her. Tool Time scene is fun. I mean, the actual what they're doing on Tool Time is not really that funny. I guess the shaving stuff, but
It just it works.
It works.
It moves the plot.
The balloon,
it's not too long.
The balloon popping was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a good time watching this one. It moved by pretty quickly. Obviously, the lows. The dishwasher thing is dumb, but despite the fact that they go to that well 4 times, it's only like 2-second jokes each time.
It is very quick.
So it's
that
just like good. At least we don't have to like linger on it, you know. Like, what's the deal with this? You know, it's like okay.
I just feel bad for all that plasticware.
Yeah, well, you know, I shouldn't be using all that plastic anyways. So.
And I don't feel like anyone learned a lesson, you know.
Yeah, and I do like lessons to be learned in my home improvement episodes. I mean, Brad learned a lesson in this one, but not
I'm talking about for specifically for the dishwasher.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe next week, you know.
Still time.
I like this episode. It's funny. It's fun. I wish that we could do it again.
You want to record again? This will be our live episode.
No, it's a good one. It's funny. It may, you know what? I don't know. I'd have to look back at the episodes again, but this could be top 3 for the season.
Whoa.
But I also don't remember any other episodes this season, so.
We still got half of the season to go anyway.
I know. I guess it's like, I always kind of feel like when you get to the middle of the season, not going to be as good. Like, beginning and end, good. Middle, not so good. But this is middle, and it was pretty good, so.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, usually Halloween is relatively early on, and that's usually
Christmas.
A pretty good one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then at the end, they're just kind of like writing crap to fill out 24 episode seasons.
At the end, they're like, what can we do that's not going to, like, hurt the show long term that we're going to have to, like, stick to? So they have just, like, stupid one-off episodes.
Yeah.
With kid doctors.
Gary.
Scary Gary.
Scary
All right,
Gary.
Jordan.
All right, if you'd like to reach out to us, we're going to move on to the social media aspect of
Good
the show.
thinking, yeah.
Do you have to put your blinker on for this? Social media street?
No, I have my flashers on and I'm parked in the middle of the road. And I'm making people go around me.
All right, if you'd like to reach out to Adam, tell him to move out of the way, go to thehomeandpodcast.com, Facebook and Twitter at Home and Podcast. We're on Patreon if you'd like to support us. Patreon.com/homeandpodcast. We are going to do an episode of another 90s hit. Are you ready for this, Adam?
I mean, you gave me 2 options. I'm a little bored by it, but whatever you want.
Oh, well then do something else.
No, it's your choice. I said
no, you didn't like it. I want to do something
whatever you want. And if you want to do something boring, we'll do something boring.
I wanted to do something we both wanted to do.
Oh no!
I just thought you loved one of those shows.
Yeah, but I've already seen it a million times. I'm talking like a baby. Yeah, but I've already seen it a million times. We'll figure it. What are we doing? Seinfeld? You want to do Seinfeld?
Yeah, let's do Seinfeld.
Which episode?
I'm gonna look and see if there's like a tie. You know how we did with The Office.
Oh yeah, there's got to be. I feel like there's. Oh, I can tell you one. Mo Binford is the one that comes to mind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's pretty good. George has sex with her, so that could be something.
That is something.
All right, yeah.
All right, so Seinfeld coming up into your Patreon feed. If you'd like to get that episode as well as many, many other episodes we've done in the past, you can go to patreon.com/HomeandPodcast. And if you'd like to support the show and you don't want to give us money, you can go to your podcasting app, leave a review, 5 stars ideally, and write something that helps people find us. So we'd appreciate that as well. Also, you can retweet us, tell a friend, start a viral campaign for us. That would be great.
Any new reviews of late or no?
Nope.
Dang. Rough
Stuck
stuff.
at 45.
Come on. All right. Yeah. You want me to talk about Twitter?
I'd love for you to talk about Twitter.
Well, I don't have much to say because, as I mentioned, it's been like 5 years. It's come to find out I'm running out of things to say a little bit, but I was able to come up with this game changer poll. Which delicious dessert do you prefer, pie or cake? 31 total votes. 45.2% said cake. 54.8% said pie.
Kind of surprised by that.
I prefer pie.
Yeah, I think I might too, but I just feel like cake is kind of general consensus.
Yeah, not anymore. That's old.
Not anymore.
That's old news.
Well, that is a tasty poll, Adam.
Thank you so much. That's all. That's really all I have. Nothing else.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Slay, man. It's a slowly. If people aren't saying things, I can only do so much. So yeah, that's all I got. But I'll try to do better next week. But I might not. I don't know.
Don't make any promises.
I'm not. I'm trying very hard not to. So.
All right. Well, then I assume there's nothing in the mailbag.
No, not a thing.
Good. I didn't want there to be anyways.
Yeah, perfect. That works out for us. Just what we wanted.
So, you want to talk about next week's episode?
Yeah, we better talk about next week's episode. What are we covering?
Tim the Landlord Taylor. What a title.
I like where this is going. I don't know about you, but I think things are starting to get a little bit interesting. All right. Jordan, thank you for joining me. Listeners, thank you for listening. And I guess I should say, take care.
Take care, everybody.